Hey, what's up, Life Without Pants with another Path of Exile video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the profitability of these Explorers scouting reports. Now, I don't know about you, but I generally just end up after a week in League with about, I don't know, 50 of these things, and I never use them, and I decided I wanted to figure out how worthwhile are they actually to run. And we've previously done a lot of rerolls when it comes to determining exactly what appears in this window here, and we didn't bother with any of these ones, but I was worried largely about these missions here. It's down the bottom here, it says what kind of mission you got, so slay the corrupted monsters, complete the rituals, complete Legion Monolith, that kind of thing. But you can also, the more you do it, you can get Shaper influence maps, you can get Elder influence maps, you get Val Temples and stuff as well. And they don't take the atlas that you have. They have like an atlas that Kirac has, I guess. The atlas passives, at least. You get these, unique maps, and occasionally you'll get, oh, not that one, but yeah, you'll get something like this. So you get a silo map with Defeat the Elder Slayer, and obviously from that you're going to get a fragment. Now you can't witness these, so they're not very useful for witnessing. And obviously, if they were useful for witnessing, everybody complained that they're not getting the one that they need out of the four, the last one to be witnessed. So with that in mind, we ran 500 of these, rerolled 500, and basically just did boss rushing. So for this silo map, I'll go into the silo map. We go and defeat the Elder Slayer and then take the fragment, and then this is what the loot looks like here. This is what we got from from 500, and it's split up into a few parts. So there's some some notable items here. We got a Garb of the Ephemeral. I can't remember who dropped that. I guess it's probably a Elder. Oh no, that was from a synthesis map. Sorry. We got 3 rings from the synthesis maps in total. So we did Elder Slayers, Shaper Guardians, Conquerors of the Atlas, and if any of the synthesized maps showed up, then we did those as well. And this is how many fragments we got in total. So we have here 26 Shaper fragments, we have 34 Elder fragments here, and we have 30 Conqueror fragments. The Conqueror ones, relatively, it's 10, 8, 6, and 6. Pretty even distribution. The Eradicator, though, we've got 14 fragments of the Eradicator and just 5 Constrictor ones. That seems to be pretty on par for me. I always seem to get the Eradicator. There's always electricity everywhere. As far as Shaper Guardians go, we got 12 Phoenix and then 7 of everything else. And this, obviously, when you run one of these maps, then Kirac's inventory will change as well. So the stuff at the top here, these are all things that we bought from Kirac's shop when it was available. And I think these usually cost around 10 chaos each. So if you buy them on trade, then they're like 15, something like that, 10 to 15. So yeah, you're probably breaking even on these. The Conqueror ones are, especially more expensive. They're like 30C each. But these ones, obviously, you can witness these, so they're pretty useful. In terms of notable drops, we got one patient card because we were in a zone that dropped patient cards. We got one Uber Elder fragment card from just a monster, or maybe a legion or something. We largely skipped most of the League mechanics, so the number of rituals and metamorphs left uncompleted or unlooted is quite high. We got 10.9, 10.8k rogue markers in total. We got a lot of these ever-changing cards, and these you get 3 orbs of our making for these, so they're pretty useful. These only drop inside Kirac Missions. They don't drop anywhere else. I mean, obviously with stack decks and stuff, but they don't drop naturally anywhere else other than Kirac Missions. We got 3 Divine Orbs, and we got a Voidborn Reliquary key as well. So we'll open that up in just a second. I'll take that out. And then from this is the boss loot here. So we got enough a Fate Worse Than Deaths to make 1 Cortex map. We got enough Justified Ambitions to make a synthesis map. And then we got quite a few Deli Orb ones, another Uber Elder fragment card, feral items, and another bunch of synthesis map stuff. Yeah, these things largely they're all trash apart from the Garb of Ephemeral. And then we got some just basic currencies and a few maps as well. So we got a brand map here, and we got some Shaper Guardian maps. And I have I'm just gonna switch over to our loot breakdown in POE Stack. Okay, so in POE Stack we've got here this is the tab set up here, and I think I would probably remove the Voidborn Reliquary key. I've only had like 3 or 4 of them drop this entire league, so I think it was just lucky that we got one. But our total div value was 20, including that. So reducing that by the Voidborn Reliquary key is about 18 divines. This is really it's way more than I thought it would be, like a lot more than I thought it would be. And I think the bulk, if we go to total value, there's the fragments, the div cards, awakened sextants making up quite a bit. And obviously we dropped some of these, but we bought a lot of them from Kirac's shop as well. Fragments is lots and lots of fragments. These fragments go for quite a hefty amount of money. We had 80 in total because we got 26 Shaper, 34 Elder, and 30 Conqueror fragments in total. So that's 80, and that means we per fragment we paid 6.25 Explorers scouting reports, and these are half a chaos each. Let's just do a quick, half a chaos each. There's some going here for a third of a chaos. So if you have the Kirac missions, you're paying 3C for a fragment. And if you can just dash off and get that fragment, if you can boss rush very quickly, then you're going to make a decent amount of money. And we didn't do any kind of per hour calculation. Let's go and put this Voidborn Reliquary key in and find out what we get. Hoping for a Mageblood. It would be a nice sort of end of league treat, I think. So let's find out what we get here. But yeah, overall we made a lot of money, way more than I thought. And I think based on this alone, I'm going to be using these a lot more frequently. What do we get? Oh, it's Asenath. It's not terrible. Not great, but it's not terrible. So yeah, 3C basically per fragment. It comes out as a very decent amount. Obviously that's 250C for 500 of these. You might pay a little bit more if you're trying to buy 100 at a time, but if you're patient, or you just want to break from farming Legion and Dunes at the beginning of the league, then I can highly recommend this. It was actually way more fun than I thought it would be. We've got a lot of Shaper Guardian and Elder Guardian and Conqueror maps as well, and those go for a very decent amount. I'm going to start turning all this stuff in. We've got all this previous stuff from the previous sections of science as well, so I've got a lot of stuff to turn in now. But yeah, so this cost us 250C in Explorer Scouting Reports in total, and we made 20 divines. Let's say 18 divines because we just burnt our 2 of them on these. So that's 18 divines. So that's you're getting 17.5 back. We had 80 Kirac missions. So I think taking this node here, the commissioned officer, is really strong actually. And I mean it's like 3% chance to get an additional Kirac mission per map. You run so many maps in a league, so I think I'm going to be taking these. I'm definitely going to experiment with taking these more frequently. These ones, man, it's a really long way to come. If you're not, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to get a 3% increase, or you could just take this one node. Yeah, and this wheel doesn't really have anything on it. You could go for the pack size on the Kirac missions. I didn't bother. There's obviously these quality ones as well, which could get you some much better returns. But I mean, I literally ran out of Kirac missions doing this. I think I had we've got this one left, but I didn't have it. I think we got to 20 missions left, and I had to dip into my prepped maps stash tab in order to go and generate a couple more. So I'm at, I think, 10% Kirac mission chance on completion of a map. It's not. I think it's better to just passively build them up. I think targeting it is crazy, because it's 10% chance, and you could go for such a long dry streak without it. But yeah, basically 1.5 divines invested, 18 out. Really, really good. Would recommend. But that's it from me. I hope you are kind to everyone you meet. I love you all very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.